Hey, hey everyone. So as you can tell by the title of this video, it is the review slash warning spoiler of Thor: Love and Thunder. Before I start anything, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go to my Instagram account, username in the description down below. Don't forget to follow me there because sometimes I put information there about movies, TV shows that I'm interested that you might be interested in that you want to check out. Sometimes I do giveaways. Most of the time it's digital copy giveaways. So give just beware that could happen at any moment. Also, don't forget to go to the website. Website link is forever.com. Website link is in the description down below. Has hats, t-shirts, sweaters, fanny packs, banners, pins, socks, a whole bunch of stuff. So go check it out. So for all of you that want to be spoiled, here you go. Uh, Actually, no. Let's start off with non-spoilery stuff before I get into the spoilery stuff. So it gives you at least a few of you a chance to decide whether you want to continue watching and possibly get spoiled or not. So, all right. So as a whole, comparing this Thor movie to uh, the first Thor, the second, and the third one, I will say this is the second best Thor movie. First best would be Ragnarok, then Thor: Love and Thunder, then the first Thor, then the second Thor. That's how I put it in order. And here's part of the reason why I feel like this Thor movie wasn't as good as Ragnarok. Um, I feel like the fact that they didn't really use the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's not a spoiler because it's in the and they're in the trailer for it. I kind of feel like they didn't. Taika Waititi didn't really use them as much as I feel like they could have. And also, I kind of feel like they could have used him in the end fight against Christian Bale's character, Gore the God Butcher, which I also feel like uh, they could have done a little bit more to his character to um, develop it a little bit more. Because don't get me wrong, I get it. And right now, this is what I'm about to say is spoiler, but it's at the beginning of the movie. But anyways, so just warning, this is going to be what I'm about to say is a spoiler. So, uh, the movie opens, if I remember correctly, with Christian Bale's character and um, the girl that plays his daughter, who is actually Chris Hemsworth's daughter in real life. Um, anyways, they're in this desert and they are praying to this god that at the time they feel like, oh, he's gonna help us because we are in dire need for help, because we're thirsty, we're hungry, we have nothing. And then over time, or over that little span of time, even though for us it's a few seconds, for the character, obviously it's a lot longer. She ends up dying in his arms, and and then he kind of buries her, and he just at that point he just gave up and just is like hugging the gravesite because he has nothing else to lose. And then he starts hearing whispers, and then he looks around, and then he sees something in the distance, so he goes towards that, and that's where he actually sees this kind of jungle in the desert appear, and he goes in, goes to the water, drinks the water, then eats the fruit, and then you hear this person speak, and it's his god, what he prays to. But this god is a douche. It's uh, kind of like the boys meets Thor in a way, because the, it like in the boys, the the most superheroes are douchebags, and in Thor Ragnarok, or it's not Thor Ragnarok, Thor Love and Thunder, his god, I don't remember what his name is a douchebag. And um in the trailer, I believe you see a sword that Christian Bale's character holds, and that appears, and that even though it curses him, it also gives him power, and it's that gives him the power to kill gods. So that's how he becomes Gore, the God Butcher. So you can understand how he snapped uh, in that moment of when his daughter died, and how uh, the curse started warping his mind to the dark side of things. And that's why when he's gone off and started killing gods, because he feels like all the gods in the world are like this god. Now, not saying that um, all gods are like that in this movie, but that's how he perceives it, or that's how he thinks. So that I actually liked. It made me feel for him. Um, I was I feel like they could have done a little bit more with uh, Gore the God Butcher and the children that he kidnaps from New Asgard, which has now become a tourist spot, and kind of instead of their little area of paradise kind of way, like it was kind of at the end of Avengers Endgame. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's kind of funny because you do kind of make they do make a reference to the Infinity Gauntlet, or whatever you want to call it. I think there's like a store in the movie called Infinity Cones or something like that. So instead of Infinity Stones, Infinity Cones, which I thought was kind of funny and smart. Um, Also, it kind of sounded like Jeff Goldblum's character was supposed to make an appearance, but that ended up getting cut it out. And I believe there was one other character that I can't remember off the top of my head that also got cut out, um, that was supposed to be in it. And I don't know how that coincided with each other. Um, what was I going to say? Also, we find out that Natalie Portman's character, uh, Jane Foster, she has stage 4 cancer and is dying. You and there is a kind of a similar situation dealing with a situation, I should say, that both Gore the God Butcher and Jane Foster have, because, well, one, Jane Foster, she's gonna die, and Gore the Butcher is going to die because of the curse. And you could say that having stage 4 cancer is also a curse in a way. So and it also and so also you find out at some point in the movie that in a drunken state, before or after Jane and Thor broke up, or yeah, before Jane and Thor broke up, in a drunken state, Thor said, "Protect Jane Foster, cause I love her," or something like that. And so you find out that is the reason why uh, Thor is, or why Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, goes to her, and why it actually perceives her as worthy. And so I found that was kind of interesting. But you also find out later in the movie from Gore the God Butcher that he tells her that the the hammer is not actually helping you, it's hurting you. So it's actually making things worse because in a book, Milner, it's described to give great health. And in Natalie Portman's mind, that in her mind means that this should help her uh, stay alive long enough to maybe figure out a way to or for it to, to cure her. So, but yeah, it's I don't know. I think there's something about Thor Ragnarok that I don't know what it is, but I just liked it a little bit more than I like Thor Love and Thunder. Um, I do love the fact that, and this is a big spoiler, that Gore the God Butcher's daughter comes back to life by a wish, and Thor, who is the daughter's actual father, like I said earlier, uh, is pretty much teaching her the ways of what he does, which is kind of cool. And Gorg, I think that's his name, the rock character that Taika Waititi plays, uh, pretty much calls his daughter, or Gore, the God Butcher's daughter, Love, and Thor, Thunder, because he's the god of thunder. So it's kind of funny, and that ties in the whole the title of the movie, Thor, Love and Thunder, which I thought was kind of a cool twist to it. So now I'm going to go into the it's called the end scene credits. So if you didn't mind me spoiling parts or most of the movie, um, and but you didn't want me to spoil the end scene credits, this is where you stop right now. Okay, so you have been warned. So, anyways, so the first one, uh, first scene. There's two scenes during the credits. The first one, uh, I I forgot to mention, but this character's in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. Uh, Zeus, who's played by Russell Crowe, he was hurt by Thor because he was able to get Zeus's thunderbolt, and we thought at the time that he killed Zeus, which obviously didn't because he is alive in the first end scene credit, and he sends he's talking to someone while these two beautiful ladies are taking care of him, and then you find out that he's talking to his son Hercules, and he wants Hercules to go after Thor. So this is my little gripe. If it doesn't actually pan out to something, um, I have a bad feeling that they're gonna pull a Strange or a Doctor Strange end scene credit situation. I don't know the guy's character, but he was in the second Thor movie, or not Thor movie, second Doctor Strange movie, but it was like him from another world, so it wasn't really the same person. Anyways, where you see, I think the character's name is Modor or Modo. I don't know how to say his name. The African American character that was the supreme uh, something. So the supreme, let's just call her the supreme leader from the first one, like number one. Anyways, he at the end of the first end scene credit for the first Doctor Strange, he steals this person's like as you could say powers, and which makes me think, oh, they're setting up for Doctor Strange versus the number one, but that never really happens because of I don't know what reason. I know that they're setting up for Secret Wars, but it kind of felt like, hey, we're gonna set this up, but it's never gonna actually pan out because of Avengers Endgame slash Infinity War and because of what he did in Spider-Man No Way Home. Sorry, bye-bye. So that's what I have this bad feeling that that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna uh, throw kind of toss it to the side and nothing's actually going to ever come of it, which is what I'm worried about. I do feel like there will be a possibly another Thor movie at some point down the line, um, but it probably won't be until like phase 6 or something like that, or even phase 7. So it's one of those wait and sees, or it might be in maybe Hercules will be the main villain for this coming up Avengers movie. And when I put air quotes on the Avengers movie is because there are going to be no more Avengers movies. And when I say that, I mean there are no more movies that are going to be called the Avengers or Avenger blah 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 blah, like Avenger Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Age of Ultron. It none of those. It's going to be called something else. Like there still be like a group up movie that helps that is being set up by other Marvel movies. It just won't be called Avengers, whatever. It'll be called something else. So um unless that's where the payoff is, then I don't know. But if not, then anyways. And then the second one is all is kind of pointless, but also nice to see type of a situation. Uh, where Natalie Portman's character is makes it into Valhalla, and um, Helmda Idris Elba's character, uh, who died in the last Thor movie, Thor Ragnarok. Um, he greets her, and uh, and he's pretty much like what he was in the real world, uh, and or yeah, in the real world, and he was just welcoming her into Valhalla. Also, from what I've been told, well, I haven't been told personally, but what I've heard is the fact that Helmdall, Idris Elba's character, um, or no, sorry, um, Thor, he can actually communicate with Jane Foster, aka Mighty Thor, but I don't know the particulars of how because it's kind of confusing. So I'm not going to try to explain it since I don't know really how to explain it. So, anyways, so yeah, wrapping this all up. First, ranking all four again: Thor Ragnarok, then Thor Love and Thunder, then first Thor, then Thor Dark Side, Dark World. I think that's what it's called. That's how I rank all four of them. Um, I do feel like the Thor character has um, evolved over the how many movies has he been in? I want to say about 8 Marvel movies, including one cameo. So, anyways, um, that's it for me. I do believe that they did make a reference to the Eternals, and I mean, you know, in the Eternals when there's, I believe, like the 8 of them, and like their boss. Well, and their boss has multiple versions of that person. He, I believe those there was 2 of them, either there was in the movie, and also I believe it was which you could I believe you can see in one of the trailers. I don't know which one, but I believe it was in one of the trailers. So, anyways, I'm going on to 21 minutes, so I'm gonna end it here because I'm pretty sure you're probably falling asleep after listening to this if you've actually made it to this far. So, whenever you watch this, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Bye.